and welcome to the next vlog on Aaron's running marathon journey. This is the Toxic Optimist podcast where we flip negatives into positives to inspire a cause for good. Aaron, you just finished your first race of the season.
I did.
Tell us how it went.
Um, so we'll start with a positive.
Okay, good.
I won the race, which
Yeah,
is cool.
nice.
So that was fun to get a win under my belt. So I'm undefeated for the season.
Want to know?
So we'll see if I can
Cool.
carry that along until Richmond. Um, and then,
Right.
but so we talked about my goal for the time last
Mm-hmm.
time we talked, and we were getting a bit ambitious, I think, and we
Probably.
said let's try to go sub 19 when I had just done a track workout. What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks
2 or 3 weeks
prior?
prior, yeah.
Um, and I did a 1947
With negative splits.
with negative splits.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good stats.
Mm-hmm.
So we were feeling good about that. So did this 5K thing, uh, and I had thought that it was the same course that we were doing in high school. The high school
Right.
course is genuinely like just flat. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just going to be a flat course, and it was not. It
Mm-hmm.
had two pretty large hills, which are like the hills that it's like running into a wall
Yeah, I see.
twice during the
Okay,
race.
I see.
So
Yeah, that
that
stinks.
happened twice. That slows you down quite a bit because you obviously slow down up the hill and then you have this recovery period where
Right,
your legs are still fatigued.
right.
So I came in at I'm still not clear on my time actually because I looked at my watch afterwards and it said 5K time 20:33, and then I looked on Strava and it said that I ran a 20:54.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what to believe.
And the Strava segments don't match up either. It doesn't even say you ran a full 5K, I
Yeah.
think. So
Well, it said
just trust the watch.
3.15 miles, and then yeah, there's a bunch of the jury's still out on what I ran.
Sure.
Uh, but yeah, so it was fine. I mean, I
Hmm.
enjoyed winning the race. That was cool. Um,
Cool.
and then I ran it through one of those pace calculator, or not pace calculator, like grade
Hmm.
adjusted pace things,
Hmm.
and it said that I would have been sub 19 based on the
Right.
elevation and stuff.
Nice, nice.
But you can't hang your hat on that
No,
like at all.
that's tough.
Um, so it would be fun to try another one and see if I can just like go out to the track one day. Maybe one of our track workouts is another 5K.
Yeah,
See where we're at.
definitely.
But yeah. So I wish we were sitting here talking about a sub 19, but that's
I'm
just
happy.
reality.
You won. You went out
It was
there,
cool. Yeah, it was fun winning.
got yourself out there. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Um, the
but
one
based on
thing that
that
kind
pace,
of tripped me
yeah.
up was it said my max heart rate was like 177 or
Mhm.
something, which is feels low. Um, so I don't know. Like I think I'm getting too into like the stats and the data. Um, Although I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I think it could be good if I'm
I
looking
think
at the
it's
right
just
thing.
interesting. I think it can give us insight. I think it is useful to know what your max heart rate is, and really,
Yeah.
the, the theoretical equation is 220 minus your max heart rate, and that's not really all that accurate. The
Yeah.
gold standard is always going to be a max cardio, max effort test,
Yep.
and I also I question how accurate the Garmin watches are at measuring heart rate.
Yeah.
Um, I guess now that I think about it, I probably care more. I wish we had more data on respiration rate
Okay. Can you explain that
because
to me?
that directly ties into respiration rate is a pretty it's a direct proxy. It's a more of a direct proxy for measuring metabolism.
Okay.
So we talk about the conversation, the talk test with
Yep.
zone two
Yep.
running, and all the talk test is just a proxy measure for looking at how many times you're breathing in a minute per se.
Yep.
So respiration rate is just how many breaths you're taking per minute, and the more waste you're producing via metabolism of energy, the more CO2 you're emitting, you're building up and you're needing to emit, right? Because breath is triggered by the accumulation of carbon dioxide, not the lack of oxygen. So the more waste, the more exhaust you're putting out that needs to get breathed out, is going to demand more oxygen to be taken in to then bring carbon dioxide out in that process.
How would you measure that?
I think I haven't looked into this. I probably should. I think the chest heart rate
Those
straps.
Is it like an expand and
Right.
contract
That
thing?
would be the. I imagine that there are some that do that, and
Interesting.
I mean, you know this just inherently, right? The runs where you feel like you could talk all day,
Yeah.
you're very easy, easy feeling. Those are the ones where your respiration rate have to be low, and then the race day respiration rate is as high, basically as high. You're maximizing ventilation. You're
Yep.
breathing as hard as you possibly can for the purpose of discharging carbon dioxide.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think there's just so many things that if you're trying to get into the data, you want to measure and all this stuff, but then it's like in high school, I didn't wear a GPS watch
Right.
at all.
Right. You went on feel.
I went on feel and I did pretty well.
You went on feel, and you went on time, and went on a lot of it. If I remember correctly, was duration. And
Yeah, I believe so. He would say go to this place and back, you know.
yeah, or he would say run 60 minutes, and you would basically just turn around at 30 minutes
Yeah.
on those days, and then it was track days, interval days. Then we cared more about velocity, about rep pace, but very little time was spent looking at watch, seeing what current pace you're running at was.
I didn't know what zone 2 was until like a few years ago.
Yeah, it's good and bad with that, because like you're alluding to, you can really get in your head about all the statistics and data, and then you get caught up in this mind game of the data starts to influence how you feel, instead of just saying F it and forget the data and just feel how you actually feel. And you can go very far in running just by focusing on talk test and effort, feel.
Yep.
And just letting those be your guide for each individual training session.
Yeah, so I think that's a big thing for me. So right now, and I don't know if you've seen on my Strava, but the easy runs, I've gotten so progressively way slower.
Okay,
Way slower, like 9 something pace.
that's fine.
Because I'm trying to keep my heart rate at a certain level. You know, so like I feel like I'm trotting along doing literally nothing.
Okay.
And then I end up running, 3 point something miles in 35 minutes. And I'm literally looking at my watch. Like I'm going up the hill and I'm like, I have to slow down to like 11-minute pace so that I can keep my heart rate at this level.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus
like in high school when I was going on runs, it would just be like I'm just running. Like there's really not much to it. So it's this weird situation that I think I just need to get this figured out in terms of like, do I care about doing zone 2? Like, should I actually be looking at the watch and going for the heart rate?
No.
Or
I would recommend not letting heart rate be your guide for how you're running. Can you?
But then you get all of these, you get Huberman, you get Attia, you get Galpin. Everybody says do what is it, like 200 minutes of zone 2 every single week. So then am I now giving that up where I'm not getting my zone 2?
I think that sounds like you're not hitting zone 2. It sounds like you're below zone 2.
You think so?
I think so. I think that heart rate is a really poor predictor of zone 2. The best method is talk test.
Okay.
So running and I want these runs to be basically at a pace where you're running, you're moving.
Yeah.
It's difficult, not impossible, and you could call me up and tell me how you're doing and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But it's you're interrupted with breathing here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that would be great because then I can start running like 7-something pace.
Yeah, do that. Let's do that. Let's switch gears.
That sounds so much more fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more fun.
Honest.
That's gonna be definitely much more enjoyable. Your stats will be much sexier. So,
yeah.
But you're not racing these.
Yeah, of course.
And we're getting enough data now that I'm confident in that we can move up the pace on the zone 2 runs. And I do want
Let's just stop calling it zone 2 then.
Stop calling it zone 2. Just call it
easy days.
Easy to medium days.
Yeah.
And I mean that both on the macro scale and micro scale. So microscopically, those runs, easy to medium, meaning in a 5-mile run or a 4-mile run, I want there to be a progressive negative splits, just a hair negative splits throughout. So say it's 8 minutes, 7:45, 7:35, 7:30, 7:30, something like that.
Okay.
And then macroscopically, those are going to vary basically as well. They can be some days easier, some days more medium overall based on how you feel. I really want you to have the ability to auto-regulate. I love this word, auto-regulate, day to day, so that you can meet yourself where you're at. Whether there's travel that comes up or just a bad night of sleep comes up and you still need to get that run in, but it's probably going to be more easier than on the medium side of the scale. So let's shift our attention away from heart rate, because we don't even know if it's that accurate anyways with the watches. For the most part, they're really inaccurate. Basically, the further you get away, the further distal away you get from the heart, the
less accurate.
The more error that's introduced. So the brachial straps, the arm straps are going to be more accurate than the wrists, and then gold standard are heart rate straps. And go off of effort, and then go off of effort, and then go off of could I talk?
Okay.
And then we'll start later in the season progressing them faster and faster throughout the run, and then we'll also start doing stride outs the closer we get to race pace.
Cool.
Third thing that I think is actually really important that we haven't talked a whole lot about is cadence.
Okay.
So probably the third pillar of the three I just outlined, or the two I just outlined, would be cadence. So then we have talk test, effort, and cadence. Talk test, simple, it's binary, yes or no.
Yeah.
Just to keep the data simple. Effort, 0 to 10 scale. 10 is currently 10, that race helped us calibrate.
Yeah.
10 is race pace, that 5K race pace.
Okay.
So what proportion, presuming you went max effort, which I'm guessing you did. And then and the zone 2 runs should be around 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the end of 4 or 5 and then 6 at the end of the run. You're at 6.
Yeah.
You still have more in the tank. And then third is cadence. So 170 to 180 steps per minute. Cadence is a great objective measure for running form. And another thing we had
is that 180 to
3 steps per minute, which is that it's hard to run at your max effort or at that like 6, 7, 8 out of 10 effort without it being close to 175, 180.
Yeah.
normal for your cadence to drop to like 160, like high 160s, low 170s for like the 2, 3, 4 effort pace. And then you can imagine the lower you drop in effort, it's going to turn into essentially walking, which is 90 or so to 100 steps per minute.
Got it.
Something
So
along those
a
lines.
quicker run, like a 10 out of 10 run,
Mm-hmm.
should be around 180.
Probably 180, maybe 185.
Okay. Because I'm looking right now at the Strava, and it says my cadence for the 5K was 159.
Okay. Wow. I don't think that's probably right. I think that's probably a mistake.
Yep.
Something I have been thinking about doing that I haven't actually done yet, but I might try and I might make you try, is a
Count it out.
handheld metronome that you can toggle on and off, and it will just beep or make a vibration. And every, say, 5 minutes of your run, do 10 seconds or 15 seconds of running with the metronome on.
Okay.
And really, it's a lot like the drums, where
Yeah.
you're just in this rhythm. Running's a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm-based sport, essentially. I was gonna say one more thing, and then my fiance is knocking at my door. Let me just text her right now. So those three things, those are the pillars going forward. Cadence is important. Why? For this reason. Velocity is determined by basically two things, which is one thing, which is distance over time. And then that can be determined via measuring step rate and step length. Okay, so if we increase step rate, consequently step length has to drop. There's an inverse relationship there.
Yep.
So the faster your steps are, basically the shorter distance the steps are. However, the flip side, the upside of faster steps with lower distance traveled with each step is that you minimize ground contact time. That's what's so beautiful about cadence, is that you're spending less time on the ground, letting energy seep out everywhere and basically tank your running economy. And you're spending less time in the air, consequently, the inverse of that. So what we want to do is minimize ground contact time.
Yep.
And maximize the amount of time you're basically flying. You're floating in the air forward, not bounding up and down. Forward distance. It's horizontal distance over time, as opposed to vertical distance over time. Because we don't want to bound. We don't want to hop like Tigger. We want to fly forward.
Yeah.
Also, the treadmill is a great way to practice cadence too, because you've got the clock right there, and you can just bop, 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 3 steps per second every so often to calibrate that cadence.
Yeah.
So that's your homework this week. Focus on cadence, and I think that your watch you can toggle that to be on your watch, and you can see.
Oh, so you can actually see the cadence
in real time.
Cool.
So there's that. So
okay.
Explore and try to find that. And then training this week, then I'm going to hop off, and I've already told you this because this is Wednesday, the week, but 3 by 35 minutes, 1 50-minute long run.
Yep.
And then 1 track workout, 8 400s, and then 2 800s, which with as much, the rest time is at your discretion.
Yep.
And these are done at 84 seconds per lap, per quarter.
84 seconds, and then you said, and it was a 3 minute or less 800.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Right.
And then we are scrapping heart rate.
Yeah. That's not to say I don't wear a heart rate strap on like 95% of my runs, but I think it's interesting. I think it's fun because I like numbers. I care more about it looking back. Well, because I'm interesting, because my max, I swear, is no more than 180, which is unusual.
Max heart rate.
It's an anomaly. I'm an anomaly. But my low,
I was looking at your heart rate because I could see it on Strava, and you're running like 630 pace at 130 something heart rate.
So my low is, I measure my resting heart rate at 32 beats per minute. So my whole thing is just shifted. I think.
My God.
It's There's a lot of variation individual to individual, and
So what's your zone 2 range?
my zone 2 velocity is probably like 630. I could probably hold that for about 30 miles.
And what's your heart rate range for zone 2? Would it be like
140 to 150?
Really? I would have thought it was lower.
It's probably like 135 to 150, something along those lines.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna leave it there. I gotta go.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Aaron.
All right, good talking.
You as well. Bye.
See ya.